Here's what needs to happen for Bitcoin to RS flip 69K before the monthly close. Hey guys, it's Keith Allen, and man, we're getting down to the wire here, right? Monthly close coming up here in just a little bit, and well, that's tonight, of course. We've got some economic data coming out here in a few minutes, and well, that could be a catalyst to maybe reignite things because we appear to be kind of wedged in a range. I've got a little bit of time here. I actually got to take a kid to school here in a little bit. So I just wanted to get this out before we have this economic data coming out, which is in like 10 minutes, right? So let's real quick dive into the charts and see if we can get an overview of what's happening here. We have been consolidating in a tighter range, which is something that I've been wanting to see, and I'm glad that we're seeing that here. And now as we approach the monthly close, it's like, hey, are we going to actually ever going to get to RS flip 69K? That's what we're looking for. The market is impatient. Personally, I think that it's okay if we don't, right? Because consolidating in this range is healthy. But here's the scenario, right? We have resistance strengthening here above 70K. No question about that. We have support consolidating here above 67K after a retest here this week. So that's good to see. What I don't like is that this ladder of bid liquidity right here that was extending all the way down to 58K, it disappeared, gone, and isn't really, because of the resolution here on the monthly chart, it looks like it's tip to tail here with what has moved up here. And if we go into tighter time frames, that does not appear to be the case. Let me move into the daily chart here real quick so you can get a better sense of that. Let me add a little bit of contrast here. And let's just scroll up a bit, and you can see that ladder was down here, and that does not appear to be what has moved up into this range, right? So whether it has or not, the issue is simply this: can we RS flip 69K, and can that be sustainable? There's not a ton of ask liquidity here in terms of a real legit sell wall. And so the things that we want to see, a couple of different scenarios would help us flip this and for it to be sustainable. One of those is what we're seeing right here, this at this very second, is that some of this bid liquidity is inching upwards, right? And that will help push things up. Seeing more bid liquidity come in here above 67K, like we have here, this is good. This is what you want to see. And so building on this is good, and stair stepping up like this is good. And you can see the net effect of this as we speak, right? We're seeing price inch up. So can this be sustainable? We saw an attempt to do that yesterday, right? But what happened, right? We pushed up past 69K, which was here, where we did have actually some decent resistance that developed as price was approaching, and it's likely that we see that here as well. If we get up above it, the problem is ask liquidity starts dropping down and pushing things back down again. So will that happen again this time? If we get up above here, I want to see more bid liquidity coming up above 69K to give some confidence that we're going to hold there. So the real, even stronger resistance, technically speaking, is in this 71.5 to 72K range. Okay. And so this is very, very strong up here. As you can see, the brighter colors on the chart represent higher liquidity. And if I fade back out to the full resolution, you can see it's really stacked more at 72K, almost about 30 million there. But collectively, this area is really where the strongest liquidity-based resistance is. But this is just a technical level that, as you can see on the candle chart, has been very difficult to break. We have been through it and interacted with it more times than I want to count here in this stream since early March, but we just have not been able to hold above it. So coming up literally in the next 5 minutes, we have another potential catalyst here, and that is another set of economic numbers, core PCE. This is one of the Fed's favorite metrics to watch, and it's one that they want to see trending down, and it has not been trending down here recently in the manner that that the Fed has hoped, right? So I'm just going to take a quick look at some of these month over month numbers, right? We came down from January, but the trend is kind of stalled here in February and March. So where do we go from here? Are we going to and April even, right? Relatively stalled. And so, are we going to break this stall and continue trending downward, or is it going to go in the opposite direction against us? Um, Obviously, the market and the Fed want to see things improving here. So that's what we're watching for in terms of the inflation numbers. And again, that's coming out in the next couple minutes. So maybe we'll just stick with this and we can watch this together and see how that is going to affect things through the day. Again, I've said that I think it's important that we do eventually RS flip this 69K here. But it's not super critical that it happens today. It's not super critical that it happens for the monthly close. You can see the moving averages are moving upward, and this kind of continues to be the support level that I want to stay above. So the 21 day moving average is one of my favorites, and I like it even more on the weekly. So that is hovering at about 67K, and on the weekly chart, we can see that's also right here at what I think is critical support at 60K. Not a lot of sentiment for going down here at this point. 65 looks pretty sharp. 66 also, you can see some confluence in this area. If we are not able to RS flip 69 here, and we should lose 67, then I have a little bit of concern of whether there's going to be enough strength to hold 66 and 65. We got to take this level by level. So we'll be watching for that as well. That's pretty much the long and short of it here for today, guys. I think that, again, seeing this happen, and I won't be surprised if it does. I won't be surprised if we do push above this level here in the short term. Before I get too excited, even if we get a monthly close above 69K, before I get too excited, remember we have a weekend ahead of us. We get some whale games going. If we start seeing wicks back down below 69K, then that again remains a sign of weakness, as it has repeatedly each time we've interacted with that level. So I want to see full candle bodies printing above 69K, which was, of course, the 2021 top. This is why this level is so important to me. This was resistance all-time high for over 2 years. So it's reasonable to think it should be difficult for us to break. Once we do, and we start printing above this level, then we can start consolidating, hopefully up in this range before we go after all-time highs. And after we break this all-time high is when we can go towards price discovery mode. Pretty much simple as that. I'm going to click back over to the economic calendar and see if we can get a refresh on these numbers. They should be coming in any minute here. And we'll see if the market moves with that. Let's get a refresh of this screen and see if we got anything percolating here. All right. So let's do it. Show me some numbers. Core PCE, obviously, the big one, month over month and year over year, are really the most significant numbers here that we're looking for. It's time. Let's see if the market sees anything happening before I do. Right. So we see these red sharks are buying, purple whales are buying a little bit, but we're not seeing the big momentum move just yet. Going to give this another up. Here we go. So month over month, as forecasted, slightly better than previous, which is good. Year over year, core 2.8, which is flat and slightly worse than forecasted. So we'll have to see how the market reacts to this. Let's just take another quick peek over here and see if we're going to see more buy volume. All right. So look, we're getting close to the 69K. Maybe we go ahead and flip it here, right? The question is, do we hold above that level? And with that, I'm going to wrap it. Got to do my responsibilities as girl dad and get kids to school. But I'll be back here later today, and we'll be watching things as they develop. Looks like I got a quick comment here. Can I check Can I check Gary Network once? I don't even know what that means. And I'm certainly not doing it today because it's not important today. Um, if you want me to look into something though, guys, feel free to drop a comment. You might not be able to comment on the Twitter feed as much as you can on the YouTube feed. So get in there, leave me some notes, and I'll be happy to look at things at a later date. But I got to run for now. Looks like 69 is strong as ever. But we got a lot of daylight between now and the monthly close coming in tonight. And look, the buy volume is coming in now, so we should break this level here and work towards 70, maybe even 71.5 today. We'll see. Good luck. Trade safe, my friends.